All right. Now we're live on my phone, and I can read the chats. All right, I got it working now. Come on back, people. L&S Outdoors, what's going on, brother? Seen that milk today. Hey, K-Bug. Yeah, I was going to go to sleep a while ago. I was going to go to sleep just a little bit, but I can't do it right now, so. Did you find any good ones? L&S K-Bug is my daughter. I'm glad she wasn't with me today, or she would have caught all the fish and I wouldn't have caught anything. Yeah, she's quite the fisherwoman. As soon as everything gets going back good, I'm going to have to order one of your shirts. Yeah, vice versa. I'd like to come up there and you teach me how to do that pack bait stuff good. I've tried that stuff, but every time I cast, I watch the lake and it's just like raining pack bait all over the lake, and I don't have anything on my hook except a little piece of corn. K-Bug, you in bed or are you still up watching TV? I bet. I guess you got to get it right. Topwater King, what's going on, brother? All right, baby. You get some rest, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. You can come over and open up all your stuff you got from Catfish Weekly, maybe. If y'all, oh yeah, there's carp everywhere around here, man. I just got to figure out how to catch them. I usually catch them out of the creek, and when you look down on the creek bank, you'll see little beads of dirt, and you dig right there, and you pull out these green worms. When you put them on a hook, man, they stink to high heaven, but the carp tear them up in there. Topwater, did you do any fishing today? I guess he left. Just, yeah, there. If you find a creek bank that's real sandy, like sandy soil, look and you'll see little, looks like little balls of dirt piled up, and you dig in that spot and you'll find those green worms. Hey, okay, what's going on, man? Y'all doing all right? Find any mushrooms or anything good? Yeah, catfish tear them up. Bullheads really get them. I still need you to find some more sheds because I need one bad. Snow and ice. We're finally warming up here. got the windows open, and my email is on the description at the bottom. It's appreciate it, Kenneth. Muskie, I got your message a little bit later. Now that I know that you do the chats on your phone and live stream with the computer, it'll be a lot easier. I'm gonna be heading up to Winchester in a couple weeks. Going fishing with another guy that I've met on here. It's about a 3-hour drive. Kentucky Fence Chaser. Yeah, hopefully I'll be heading up there here. Not this coming Saturday week, but the day or the weekend after that. Buddy's gonna take me out and put me on some big crappie and bluegill. Shane, I'm in Owensboro, Western Kentucky. I don't have any mods, Kenneth. It's easier that way. I've been in too many chat rooms that's had moderators, and they get mad and kick out somebody, and then they're griping at me because somebody, or they'd be griping at me because somebody else kicked them out of the chat. It's a person that you can give the authority to boot and block people out of your live streams. I don't even like, I've had a couple people put me as moderators on their pages, and I said, nope, take me off. I don't want to be messed up in that headache. Hey, okay, y'all still in here? No, I do not do pay lakes. I am a river fisherman and part of a group right now trying to stop interstate and statewide travel of large catfish to pay lakes. Commercial fishermen right now they're raping the Ohio River. They're taking out catfish by the tons. Then they take them to sell them to these pay lakes, and you know, you put 60, 70 pound monster fish in a little bitty 3-acre lake. First hot summer, they're going to die. And the only way you catch them then is go around with a dip net and scoop them up and hope that they haven't been dead so long that they fall through your net. Muskie, you still in here? Yeah, they yeah, it's just, I mean, it's a shame to see those big catfish put in there, and then they take them out of the river, put them in the pay lake. You pay your $12 ticket for 12 hours, whatever. You catch one of the big ones, then you just get to take your picture and throw it back in. They're just hooked over and over and over. When I was a kid, I worked at a pay lake, not knowing then what I know now. I guess that's what happens when you get old. You learn stuff and learn not to do it again. But I've got a good friend that has a pay lake, and she puts in about 1,000 pounds every 2 weeks of farm raised catfish, and then I give her the thumbs up for that when she does that and posts a video. But when she posts the big fish going in, uh, yeah, they put in like 2 to 3,000 pounds of blues and channels, and or blues and flatheads, and it just makes me sick. I mean, I'm not gonna exactly musky. That's it. You don't want to take the time to scout out areas and stuff. I mean, I'm not going to say that I'm better than anybody that fishes a pay lake, because by no means am I better. And I didn't see Rip and Tip come in. What's going on, guys? But I personally don't like it. I mean, I don't like seeing big cats and stuff in a zoo. Granted, I've taken the kids so they can see them, because they may not be around later to see. But it's the same way with the big catfish. They keep taking them out by the, flatbed load. It's just, they're raping the Ohio River bad. Some of them are from Ohio that go in and fish, and they don't have to follow by Kentucky regulations, or they live in Kentucky and they buy an Ohio commercial fishing license, and they get around through that loophole because technically by law there's, I think, 10 guys in the state of Kentucky that have, quote, a trophy catfish permit, and they can catch all the big catfish that they want. Regular commercial fishermen are restricted to the same guidelines that we are as bank fishermen, boat fishermen, just general fishermen that pay the $23 for your license, go out and fish. You're allowed to keep one fish over 34 inches long, or one channel cat over 30 inches. But enough on that. Is anybody catching any big fish? Bass, bluegill, crappie, bowfin, anything? They've been running here pretty good on the western end of Kentucky. Guys down at Kentucky Lake and Lake Barkley, they've been catching them by the cooler fulls down there. You can't fish them right now in the Ohio River because it's just now getting back into its banks. LNS, you come to Owensboro, and I'll take you and catch you some skipjack. You can freeze them up and take them home and try them. I doubt they'd say much about frozen bait. I know some states won't let you bring in live baits from other places because invasive species. But if you go back, LNS, and you look at a video that I put on called Fishing the Creek, that's the creek I catch all the big carp out of. Kentucky fans, if you can never make a trip to Owensboro, I can get you on some skipjack. All you need to do is bring some little jigs, either like a silver feathers on it or white curly tails. Tie about 3 or 4 of them on your line at one time in a line and throw them out there. Hey, Hoosierback's in here. I didn't see you pop up, I don't guess. I'm good, just sitting here watching TV. Got the mutt over there on the couch. Best dog in the world. He don't bother you. If he wants to go outside, he walks to the door. And other than that, we're just hunky-dory sitting here watching Westerns all night. But no, I know several people came in earlier when I was doing the test videos. I hated doing that, but I couldn't read any comments. Yeah, the bluegill's starting to bite here too, really good. I took my daughter out for like 2 minutes the other day, and she caught a nice bull bluegill. 2 years old, she was excited. She was hollering at the neighbors, saying, "Hey, look at this fish. Look at my fish I caught." If I can get this shoulder where I can raise it up higher than that, I'll start making knives again. And that's probably what I'll do for my giveaways later on the channel, is make custom knives and give them out. Because those don't cost me anything but time. I mean, '46 to 48 on Thursday. Here it was 70 degrees here Thursday, 85 yesterday, and 69 today. Got another person coming in. Oh, I turn around and left. Oh man, you can keep that. I've had my fill of that stuff. Fans, if I could, man, I would subscribe you however many more times you needed, but they'll only let me subscribe you once. I did my 100th subscriber giveaway 2 weeks ago, or maybe 3 weeks ago tomorrow. And I looked a while ago, I need 7 or 8 to make 300 now. So I've gotten 200 subs in the last 2 weeks almost. Appreciate it, Hoosier back. I know he does. When you hit that 100 mark, it's really cool. It feels like a pretty good accomplishment. I was going to do another giveaway at 300, but I don't think I'm going to do it yet. I'm going to wait, get to the 500. That way I can do a pretty good gift instead of just, small gift cards and stuff like that. Yeah, Muskie, I tried to do that, but here lately with this weather, the good content and my ugly mug, well, they're not happening at the same time. I'm either not catching any fish, and just people are looking at me and this ugly mug, but they're still watching. That's one thing I do. If somebody posts videos and I get the notifications on it, I go and I watch the whole thing all the way through. I may get up and have to do something, but I leave it playing so they get the credit of the full play. Yeah, Hoosier back. If you go back and look, I think it was last Sunday, I did one with my 2-year-old daughter and my oldest daughter, K-Bug. She comes in on the chats, and she's going to be doing a lot of fishing with me this summer. Once I can figure out how to edit videos and stuff, because I'm about the dumbest person on earth when it comes to technology. and it's that way I can record all day and get some good, you know, takedowns on the rod and bringing them in. You got that right, Cook. I wish I may actually have a glass of whiskey in there left. All right, actually, it's bourbon. I don't drink whiskey. Y'all can keep the whiskey. I'll keep my smooth bourbon. What kind was that you had in your video today? Yes, I am, and I'm proud of it too. I am a Kentucky hillbilly, redneck. Have been for 45 years. Let's see, everybody else is drinking a little something, something. So I think I gave away all my bourbon glasses. I worked at a bar and I had all kinds of them saved up. We'll just go to the next best thing. I'm going to set you down here and look at the ceiling for a second. I'll stay in the picture so I can read the chats. Maybe this will help me go to sleep. Two fingers. Drinking it out of a mason jar. Manu, what's going on? Yeah, I like Makers too. It's pretty smooth, but I can handle Jim Beam. It's cheap and still smooth enough to drink. Big J, what's going on, brother? Tell you, if I ever get the money saved up, I'm gonna buy me a big bottle of Pappy Van Winkle. Storming. Time to catch some fish out on the beach then. Waves rolling in, them stingrays will be on the beach. If I can get some of y'all around here to come down here to Kentucky and fish, I'll get some of that Kentucky whiskey that they make. It's real clear and you can run your lawnmower on it. 25-inch sheephead? Good Lord, that's a huge fish. Cook, that video you did the other day about getting out and putting your pack on and running up the hills. Yeah, that video damn near inspired me to get up off the couch for a minute. You need to make another one. Maybe I'll actually get up off the couch. Since I've had these shoulder surgeries, I haven't done nothing but sat around and got fat and fat and fat. I've gone from 200 to 268. Murder, what's up, brother? Sitting here burning some midnight oil. Me, the dog, Jim Beam. He's even got his own cup. Spencer Creek, what's going on, brother? Everybody's in here just shooting the shit and going on. Can't see or hear. You got a cold? You got your ass swollen up? Maurice, what's going on, brother? Maurice got to see that fish I caught earlier today, I think. I'd messing around and it said HD video not uploading, so I deleted that one, which usually leaves the standard 720 on, and it deleted the whole thing. I caught a nice 8-pound blue cat, and then it wasn't 10 minutes after I ended the stream, I caught a 15-pounder fishing in backwaters where the Ohio River's flooded into cornfields. There's a little deer I killed, 145 inches. I'm gonna have to figure out how to get a English to French translator on here. I'm not a hipster either. Can't be. I don't have enough hair to get the man bun. Not that I would wear a man bun if I had the hair. Everybody's on YouTube now. Luke and them from Northwoods and Doc Lang on Catfish Weekly talking about the Pure Leaf tea. I drank it. It's not bad. Get you some bang. It's addictive and it's good for you. This is a new one here I just got. It's called Star Blast, red, white, and blue. That's some good shit. Muskie, I need a skunk hat. Scroll back here and see. Copy his words, paste them in Google with Translate. At the end, it will translate it for you. That's how I talk. Yeah, that's what I do on his comments usually. On the videos that I post, and he leaves a comment, I translate them and send them back to him. LNS, you still in here? I think he's done gone to bed. Close to midnight there. I think most of y'all are east of me anyway. Muskie, where are you at? Exactly. Wisconsin. Yeah. Parlez-vous français. That's about all I can figure out. And I need to figure out how to say where's Burger King or McDonald's. So you're on the same time. It's 10 to 11. Hey, Cook. You see that right there? Appreciate your service. I really enjoy watching your videos. You know, doing shout outs for guys, especially when y'all are in here, like Muskie Hans, Murder, you know, and Cook. Y'all all gave me shout outs. And you don't know how much I appreciate it. But, all right. If you served in the United States Armed Forces and gave me the right to be able to get on here and talk to everybody, you are an absolute hero of mine. I be fishing. What's going on? Because there's fat people like me that watch them, Muskie. That's my dad's flag there behind me. And that was his first turkey he ever killed. There's a young lady on Facebook. I don't know if she's on YouTube or not, but she runs a program called HOT, Heroes Outdoor Therapy. And she is a Marine, non-active duty Marine. And she has started this program for veterans with disabilities that want to get outdoors and do stuff, just like the Catfish Conference. They paid for several veterans that wouldn't have a way to get there. They paid for their transportation there and back. Yeah, but Cook, I mean, I appreciate it. In 1991, when Operation Desert Storm was going on, I had just graduated high school, and my dad was in the military. Both my granddads were in World War II. Dad was in Vietnam. You know, I wanted to carry on that family tradition. And I went and signed up and found out that when I went to MEPS for my physical, the doctor said I had bronchitis after the age of 13, and he stamped it with a big reject. And I was trying to get into the Navy. So I waited. About 3 years later, I was talking to an Army recruiter. He said, man, don't worry about none of that. He said, I can get you in. He said, there'll be no problem. I said, all right. I went down to the recruiter's office, filled out all the paperwork, and went to MEPS, passed the physical. Dexter Tang in the house. What's going on, buddy? But I got all the paperwork, went to MEPS, passed my physical, went and did the first initial swearing in. And then I was at the recruiter's office waiting to get in the van to go to boot camp. And they were calling everybody's name to get off or get onto the van. And I was just standing there, and he says, what's your name? I said, James Clark. He said, Captain wants to see you in the office. I said, a captain at a recruiting station? So I walk in and knocked on the door. He said, can I help you? I said, you wanted to see me, sir? He said, what's your name? I said, James Clark. He said, son, you're in a heap of trouble. Have a seat. I knew I was going to jail for a long time. He starts throwing all the papers down, saying, did you sign here? Did you sign here and here? I said, yes, sir. And then he pulls out another piece of paper and throws it down. He says, you were denied entry into the armed forces 3 years ago. He said, why did you do all this? I said, because I wanted to serve. He said, well, you've committed some pretty serious infractions signing all these federal forms. He said, what were you thinking? I said, the recruiter told me to do it. He told me to get out of the office, and I guess the recruiter went to Alaska or something. Dexter, you catching any fish, brother? Fishing on the 22nd. You gonna go live or just video it and upload? Yeah, it'll be the 21st here. Yeah. I've heard Alaska is a pretty good post to go to. I've got, so far, everybody that's popped up in here tonight, I've got the bells clicked so I can see whenever you post something or go live. Yeah, you and me both, Muskie. I want to go up there and fish for some of them barn door halibuts. 250, 300 pounds. I got to catch a shark this past year. Well, it was in December, right before Christmas. So I got to mark that off my bucket list of catching a shark. Caught a stingray. Dexter, I can't ice fish. It's impossible for me to ice fish. Because most of the time when you go ice fishing, it's got like a 10-inch hole. Most of the fish I ever catch are a whole lot bigger than that. Fish I catch are too big to bring up through the hole, so I just get to look at them through the ice for a second and cut the line and let them go. You believe that, Muskie? Yeah, I've seen some videos, man, where they're pulling out some monster pike and muskie out of it. And I'm like, how in the world did they get that fish through that hole? What time is it over there, Dexter? What is it? Noon? I've had people tell me that I guess I'm kind of like a fish. I'm kind of squishy. But I ain't going to try to fit through no small hole. Does anybody here know who Jerry Clower is? Moist. Muskie said moist. That's how you can tell there's no women in here. They'd be going, ew. Nobody's heard of Jerry Clower? Spencer, you've heard of him. I'm thinking about smoke pot with Jerry Clower. Cook, buddy, I think he was dead before you was born. How old are you? About 23, 24? Well, I say that's the difference between you and me then, brother. You look a lot younger than you are. I look like I'm about 50 because I'm fat and I smoke and drink too much. Shit, I'm the old man in this group. I'm 45. Must have been a different Jerry Clower. Because he was too busy trying to smoke just regular tobacco through a corncob pipe in the corn crib on Sundays while having a rat killing. But Spencer, I'm thinking about during my live feeds doing a doing a like a Jerry Clower story during the live feeds. Because most of the younger folks that are on YouTube nowadays have never even heard of him. And his stories are absolutely hilarious. Getting close to 11 midnight. People starting to drop off like flies. Yeah, Jerry, we used to coon hunt a lot, so I mean that's what we listened to every night in the truck on the way to the field. We'd have it blaring while we was listening to the dogs run. Yeah, but it's gone from 11 to 5 people watching. You ever eat the coons when you trap them, Muskie? If Hans is 27, he's been growing that beard since he was 12. Man, it's taking you a long time to build them barn doors. I might have to drive up there and help you, I guess. Yeah, next time you're running a trap line and you got coons in it and you get a small one, just dress it out, cut the legs and stuff. Yeah, I know how that goes, Cook. That's barn doors can get heavy, but Muskie, you take a young coon and skin it out, and just fry it like you would chicken or something. Man, you talking about good. Yeah, 20-pound coon, that's good if you're selling the furs, but the meat gets a little tough and gamey then. Biggest I ever got was an old boar. It was right at 29 pounds. Yeah, but the 8-pound ones are good to eat. Even just take it, put it in a pressure cooker, or not a pressure cooker, but a crock pot, pour some barbecue sauce over top of it. 10 hours, you pull it out, it's falling off the bone. Make a sandwich. Good Lord. Now, I don't like possum. I've tried it a couple of times. And it is just like everybody says, it's greasy. But I'll eat just about anything. I was watching a guy on YouTube the other day, and he was eating backstrap off a coyote. Junior Gems, what's going on, man? You got better connection now, Murder? Good deal. But you ought to try that, Muskie. You just get you a small coon and put it in a crock pot. Got you there, Junior. Do you raise snakes and stuff, or can't remember if you told me that before or not? My daughter had a big, well, he wasn't big, he was about 3 foot long, albino corn snake in that terrarium. And I left the books off the top of it one night, and he was able to lift it up, and he got out here someplace. Keep the mice down, I guess. Yeah, I mean, do it. Just skin it out and quarter it up. Just throw the rib cage and everything away because there's nothing on it. Just keep the front, the shoulders and the back legs and thighs. Throw them in a crock pot with your favorite barbecue sauce on it. Make you lick your eyebrows. Yeah, I've dressed a couple of them, Spencer, and they stink and they're not that good to eat. I've tried them a couple of times barbecued. They're just really, really gamey. Murder, I'll try anything one time. Now see, I would eat that, Dexter. I'd eat lizard in a heartbeat. I've ate rattlesnake, I've ate alligator, beaver. Eat beaver. It's one of the best things you can get. It tastes almost like beef. Beaver, yeah, I think it's better than horse. I've had horse steaks. I was at a barbecue about 25 years ago, and we were drinking a little bit, and the guy went out and shot the pony and skinned it out, and he barbecued it. He's dead now. He's been dead for about 18 years. Yeah, Muskie Murder's like one of my heroes on here because half the stuff he's shown on some of his videos, it's the BS video he did when you get hung in a snag. I've been doing that for like 20 years. What is that called? What's the name of that, Dexter? This whiskey with the snakes in it. It's got a certain name to it. Would you like a close up? We do a YouTube convention for, you know, an outdoors YouTube convention. People that do the outdoor stuff. That would be awesome. Everybody get up, meet up together. My old dog over there, yesterday, it was yesterday, he got brave. We were at my mom's house and he was out on the front porch and all of a sudden, Gray, man, what's going on? All the hair stood up on his back. I mean, he started growling. I was like, what in the world is he seeing? And so I let him off the porch and he took off running like a bat out of hell. Grabbed a groundhog. And when he grabbed the groundhog, evidently it grabbed his right foot, front foot. He yelped and threw that groundhog up about 6 feet in the air. And they both ran opposite directions. He was bad until he fought back. You can see him now, though. He's just a big old sissy. But that's my buddy. Buddy, come here. Come here. He says it's 11 o'clock. Hell with it. PGH, what's going on, brother? You been out fishing for some flatheads tonight? Yeah, Dexter, there's also a thing over there where they, I think it's in Thailand, they take the cobra, they skin it, and kill it right there in front of you, and you eat the heart while it's still beating, and then they mix the gallbladder, they cut it open and mix the gallbladder fluids in with some like sake or something. I mean, I would try it once. That's one of my bucket list locations, go to Thailand and Bangkok. I caught a nice 15-pound blue today on my Muddy Rivers flathead rod that I got from Chris Flores. Sent him a picture of it. Finally got it broke in. Yeah, I've always wanted to be a guest host on Bizarre Foods with Andrew Zimmer. I think I could eat just about everything he eats on there. Which he does that Bizarre Foods thing, but he won't eat Spam. That's like one of my favorite foods of all time. If I get this shoulder working and everything, and let's see here. I must get something I wish we had more of here. I wish we had walleye. Every once in a while, around November, you can catch a small run going through the Ohio, but other than that, you hardly ever see walleye. And we got a lot of sauger here, though. I tell you what, man, when that 15-pounder today, it was sitting out, and it was, I had it tight, good tight line, and all of a sudden I look up, and the line's just blown probably 30 feet in. And I was like, what the heck? So I started reeling in, and then he took off. He was 15 pounds, and he barely even bent that rod. I mean, it's going to take a big fish to feel like to give you a really fun fight on that rod. That rod's got some backbone to it. And who was it that said they only had bullheads? Because you can catch bullheads about a pound to 3 pounds. They're really good eating fish. You're not up around Minnesota, are you, Gray Man? Yeah, see, I've got some friends up there in uh, Fairmont, Minnesota. We went up there and fished, and my dad was alive back then, and we caught a bunch of uh, bullheads out of the lake. And Dale was like, "Oh, you're not gonna keep those, are you?" And they were all like a pound, 2 pounds apiece. And Dad said, "Hell yeah, we're gonna keep them." And we caught probably 15 or 20 of them. And all right, Murder, be careful, brother. And took them and the walleye home and cleaned it. And I tell you what, those bullheads are good to eat. Because that water up there stays pretty cool. It was July when we went up, and it was probably about 80, 82 degrees. And I thought, I was 17 years old because I was driving. And I said, I'm going to go swimming. And Dale told me, he said, you don't want to jump in that water. I said, it's bound to be warm enough. I stuck my hand in there. I said, yeah. So it was just me, him, and my dad on the boat. And I stripped down to my underwear and jumped off. And I bet I was back in less than half a second. That water was coldest water I've ever swam in my life. Still frozen over? I guess the way the weather's been, it doesn't surprise me really. Are they still frozen over enough that you can get out on it and ice fish, or? Wow. Exactly. And you can catch them in ditches, musky, so that's why they're called ditch pickles. I guess I need to shut the window so I can wipe this thing. Or better yet, quit. I guess what I should really be doing instead of live streaming at 11 o'clock at night, if I can't sleep, is studying my nursing books so I can pass my test and get my nursing license. Pass that nursing license and I get everybody's address, what city they're in, and go work that hospital for 12 weeks. And hook up with everybody and go fishing. I'm waiting for the fly fishing ninja to drop into one of these feeds one night. He's about the only one that I really watch and everything that hasn't gotten in on one of my live feeds yet. We are 50 seconds away from 1 hour that I've been on here. The dog's over growling at me. Oh, was he? Damn it. That sucks. Well, at least he was in one. I didn't get to see him, but yeah, he's been cracking me up. He's been yakking with Sarah a hard time about her PB and forgetting her scales. Patience, grasshopper. Time will go by faster than you think. Believe me, when you get to be my age, time goes by so fast you don't know where it went. Do it, Muskie. If you're not going to, let me know, and I'll get his address and send him one. Just a little, like, luggage scale that goes up to about 10 pounds. Because the fish I've seen him catch, it ain't going to bottom it out. I'm sure he'll see this one day or soon. I'll catch hell over that one. I was fishing today, and there was a couple boys bow fishing the floodwaters looking for Asian carp and stuff. And when I pulled up, they shot a gar. Along those gar, probably about, he's probably about 3 foot long. Joe Buck 66, what's going on, fella? Yeah. I'll go to one of these little convenience stores that the Indians run and get one of their pot scales that they sell. You know, I was a cop for 10 years, and it always amazed me that, you know, you have to write tickets to people for paraphernalia, for scales, pipes, stuff like that. But you walk in there and you can buy all of it. I mean, don't get me wrong, if it was up to me, I would legalize marijuana tomorrow. I've never smoked it, but I've dealt with enough people that were smoking marijuana that I'd much rather mess with them than somebody that's drunk. There you go, Muskie. Get him that scale. Because the bass I've seen him catching here lately, you know, I would just put a 10-aught hook through the back dorsal fin and throw it out there for catfish bait. If we could do that in Kentucky. You can't do that. You can't use any game fish species for bait. Yeah, in Kentucky it's not legal at all. Technically, anywhere in the U.S. it's not legal because it's still against federal law. Even though the state says it's legal, the federal government can come in and bust the dispensaries and stuff like that for violation of federal law. Federally, yes. Even for medical marijuana, it's against federal law. They don't push the issue, but it is illegal federally. Some states recognize it, like California has a medical marijuana card that if you have it on your possession, you can, I think you can have up to 5 ounces. "16 years. Thanks for your service there, Joe Buck. I tell you what, these guys nowadays on the streets, I admire them. Back when I did it, you could take your billy club or mag light out, crack somebody in the head, and take them into the jail, and that's the end of it. Now, if you don't say, if you're not nice and smiling at them, they want to sue you. I need to get my tripod out of the truck. This thing gets heavy after a while. I don't miss the job. I miss the people I worked with a lot, though. The camaraderie and cutting up and going on. All right, guys, it's 11:30 here. 12:30 over at Dexter's in the afternoon. He should be out fishing somewhere. I'd find a ditch or something that had some little fish in it to fish in. But I'm gonna get off here and hit the hay. Try to get up and do some fishing again in the morning. You know, everybody says they gotta work and stuff. Right now I'm off because of my shoulder. And I'd give anything if I could go back to work. But, Catman, catch you on the next cast. Y'all have a good night.